And well, we're out raising money for four remarkable children's charities. It's our ninth year, and we're just about to cross the £1 million barrier, which we're all incredibly proud of.
That's incredible. We're definitely going to get into some more of those charities and just that huge accomplishment in a moment. But I'd just love to hear a little bit more about how this one actual segment has been, the section. You've been cycling hundreds and hundreds of miles over there. So just tell everyone a little bit about this run and this experience.
Yeah, well, the challenge was originally a physical challenge, going from London up to the, I guess you could say, the hallowed heavy metal grounds of Donington, and indeed Download Festival here in the UK. But because of COVID, we had no choice but to cancel the physical event. But it just didn't feel right to stop doing what we do, and so last year we actually launched a virtual version of what we do and invited people from all around the world to walk and to run and to cycle in the name of these children's charities and, of course, heavy metal. And well, as it happens, thanks to the generosity of people all around the world and all the people who joined us, it actually became our biggest year to date, which is a
That's
huge, huge
amazing.
result for us. A lot of fun, yes, indeed. Well, the thing that I think makes us unique as well is that we get industry people, we get musicians, we get artists, people from all walks of life joining, and we all stand shoulder to shoulder and do this thing because it's a good cause. And I think you'll probably agree with me that metal is about community. I think this is a
Oh,
great
yeah.
way of really showing that.
You were mentioning how a lot of people are involved from all walks of life. So, for everybody watching right now and who's kind of chatting with us in the chat, just tell everyone about your involvement in the company and what pulled you into such a fantastic cause.
Well, you're kind to ask. Well, I used to run a magazine over here called Metal Hammer, and I got to know the manager of Iron Maiden, Rod Smallwood, incredibly well. And well, I mean, he had already been doing charity rides for some time called the Truants. And well, we were on one of those rides, and we kind of came up with the idea for the Heavy Metal Truants because we wanted to invite everybody, and that's where it all came from. The idea that everybody can do it, everybody can make a difference. And 9 years later, it feels like we're really on our way, but every day requires so much strength on the part of everybody who joins. So many people behind the scenes that work. So shout out to everybody at the Heavy Metal Truants behind the scenes, especially our digital team, and all the Heavy Metal Truants from I guess over 30 countries who have joined us this year. We
Wow.
have over 200 people skipping work, cutting class, doing all kinds of things to join us, which we think is pretty cool, and it does feel very metal.
That's amazing. I mean, although you can run or walk during these treks, a lot of them are cycle rides to some of the most incredible festivals over there. So I would just love for you to share with everybody what they could expect during these rides and just kind of how it works overall.
Well, when we do the physical ride, it's 3 days. It's about 175, 180 miles or so. And it's a challenging trek because it gets really hilly as you get up the hills of Donington. But
Yeah, I
I
can
think
imagine.
the it does. It's a lot of fun. But the friends you make are for a lifetime. And how often do you get asked to do something as simple as riding a bike all day? And the truth is, I think that taps into something really wonderful for a lot of people. Add to that that you can actually make a difference in the lives of young people, and it's kind of like it's impossible to say no for a lot of people, and so we have a lot of people coming back over the years. But since we've gone virtual, I think the true challenge is that so many people are being forced to do this individually, and there is no immediate camaraderie. I mean, so we turn to social media and other ways of connecting with each other, and we've recreated that same sense of family that I think we always feel when we're on the rides. And sorry for the noise in the background. We are in the middle of the city. But the thing that's really wonderful is we have people from Chile, we have people from Germany, like all over the world, and they're all communicating and they're all facing this challenge individually. And it's not easy getting out of bed and doing it, because you have no one else to spur you on. But the truth is, online there is, and so we kind of feel like we tapped into something really great here, something that feels like it's only growing, and in some sense, as we near the £1 million mark, it feels like we're rolling on the starting blocks as well.
It seems like such a fun time. I was looking at a bunch of photos and videos from earlier and just kind of the group photos of everyone doing it together, but in the safe manner. So, does everyone kind of go at their own pace? Of course, you can make pit stops because you're in front of this gorgeous backdrop right now. So, how's that
Yeah,
kind of work in that sense?
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody logs their miles, and they submit it to the leaderboard and so on.
Oh, it's
But
all
yeah,
okay.
it is a very inclusive kind of ride. It's an all abilities ride and walk and run, so you can pick your own challenge. Because I think you all know if you've dug in deep, I mean, if you've really challenged yourself and so on. So some people are doing extreme challenges, others, not as extreme by those standards. But the truth is, what everyone's doing is They are digging deep. They are sacrificing their time, and they're showing their commitment to a bigger cause than everyone else in the world. And so I think that's the thing that's really addicting, because it isn't about the physical challenge alone. It's about the purpose of this, which is raising money to help charities. And all four of the ones that we raised for, they've all been hit calamitously by COVID-19, because they all raise money through events. And of course, that's the one thing that's been wiped out by this horrible disease. And so as a consequence, we kind of needed to step up. A lot of people have. And that's what I am especially proud of. It's all the work before was great, but the fact that we didn't take no for an answer, that we found a way forward, is something that I think we can all really celebrate on Friday when we finish our miles.
I wanted to bring up the fact of finishing these kind of treks that you're on, and the fact that you are just putting so much effort into it. Not only can you rejoice at the fact of all the money you're raising and the good cause, but for many of them, you end up at some incredible festivals and events. So for you,
Oh,
what's it like getting towards the end of that, and what's kind of one of the cooler experiences you've had just finally getting to that
oh,
festival with everybody and rocking out?
well, it's kind of mad, you know. I mean, well, because the funny thing is, because we get so many artists who actually come along with us, the frequent issue we have is managers. You know, the artists going, "There's no way you're cycling a bike for 100 miles, because it's like literally you had to play the next day,
Right.
or whatever else." But yeah, getting to Download Festival, Andy Copping there has been a huge supporter of everything we do for a long time. It's pure elation. You know, it's emotional, but it also, it kind of breaks your heart in a way, because you've literally just made your best friends over the
Aw.
previous 2 days, and then it's like the end of summer camp in a way,
Right.
and there is that feeling that you have made a difference, which is incredibly addicting. I think you talk to any of these four charities that we raise for, and the people out there are so special in what they do. I mean, they are absolute heroes, and they don't get any of the glory. That's not why they're doing it. They're doing something that in many cases is challenging. They have to be just incredibly resourceful to keep on doing what they do, and especially because of COVID, they've had to find innovative ways to stay connected with the kids who they're helping out. And so it really is all about what they do. And so, having that sense of purpose, having that calling, I think, is also something it's kind of hard to say goodbye to after 3 days, or in
Right.
our case, 12 days as we do it virtually, which is why we get so many people that sign up almost immediately for the following year, once we finish, But I should say that we will be fundraising throughout the summer. The physical challenge ends, but we're giving people plenty of time to donate, because obviously we want to do everything we
Amazing.
can to do what we need to do.
That's such a wonderful thing. Just being that it is called Heavy Metal Truants. If it could only be for one, who's the metal band you'd bike far and wide to see live?
Wow. Well, I got to say, well, I mean, it's not just because the singer Bruce Dickinson, the singer of Iron Maiden, has actually joined our ride this year. But yeah, I mean, I think that ending the Heavy Metal Truants ride with Iron Maiden, I think, would be one of my favorite things in the world. I mean, because we've had so many people over the years. I mean, this year Paolo from Trivium has also joined us.
Oh
In past
wow,
years,
that's
we've had Biff from
amazing.
Saxon. Biff from Saxon joined. We had Johan from Amada Marth, Aaron and Nick from Paradise Lost. I mean, just so many people have come along. Perry from Pendulum. Like, honestly, there are so many, and it's great. And I think those are the bands that I would love to see the most, simply because they've actually participated. And so it's
Right.
just like that sense of community all again on stage. It's quite weird going to festivals. For instance, seeing Amada Marth up on stage and actually saying, he's not just a great singer, he's also one of us as well.
Right.
There is this
Fantastic
proper
person.
camaraderie around us. Indeed.
That that's so amazing to hear. Well, before we have to say goodbye, I would just love for you to kind of tell everybody where can they go to donate to the amazing causes and just sign up to everything and be a part of this fantastic community you've built.
Sure. If you want to join, express your interest for next year. If you want to donate, if you want to help out the charities, 100% goes to Teenage Cancer Trust, Nordhoff Robins Childline, and Save the Children. They're all doing incredibly unique and special things to improve the lives of kids and young people. You can donate at heavymetaltruants.com.
Perfect. Well, I just want to say, Alex, thank you so, so much for taking the time, for sharing just more about this incredible cause and everything you guys do behind the scenes. It sounds incredible. So just thank you so much for
It's,
taking the time.
it's an absolute pleasure, and I'm going to get back on my bike. Thanks
Have
very
a
much for
good
your time.
ride.
All right. Thank you. We'll
Thank
see you.
you. See
Cheers.
you.
Bye-bye.